Okay, folks, let's get started. Let's do a quick check if there's anybody that needs to be added to the NPCs.
I'm sure there's a ton of them.
Yeah, there are, and I always forget to add some, so we'll just see.
I'll be
I
right
just
back.
meant from the circus folk.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing all them. Fuck that. What the hell,
What do you
computer?
I'll
mean?
be right back.
We need to know the rest. I do anyway.
Okay. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. So we have Lawrence and Turbo. What do you think about them?
I think they're friendly. They're on our team.
The lower side of friendly.
Okay. Can do that.
I think Feng is moving to ally. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Oh my gosh. 20. Okay.
Why is Robin still there?
She did exist, okay?
For 30 minutes.
30 minutes of existence. Shin. What about Guildmaster Shin?
He's probably right
Friendly.
there next to him.
Can do that. Councilwoman Hobbs.
Neutral.
Neutral?
Fair enough. Put her right there. And then Bonet 2.0, Glassjaw.
Ally.
Best of friendo?
Yeah.
I'm glad Dylan's not here. So I'm just gonna screenshot that and send it to him real quick. Okay.
Are you hiding him now?
What?
Naruto moved right on top of him. I was like, are you hiding him now?
That was Chris.
Oh.
How do you know it was me?
Because I can see your
Well, it
hand
wasn't
over
me.
there. You're squinting.
I'm squint because I always squint.
No, it was different. As a quick glance over, if y'all don't want to move anybody, we can continue. But there's, I'm not sure if anybody in here needs to be moved. You haven't had too many extra interactions.
The fairy needs to move to hostile.
I agree.
Kidding.
All right, we'll call that good for now. Go back to the carnival here.
I was real close with that bear's face.
Well, that's
Fairy
Ombo.
is a bit hostile.
We have all these carnival tokens. I don't know how many of them will end up adding to the other sheet, but we'll see. Either way, let's do a little recap here. So let's see what happened last time. So last time the session started immediately with a fight in the middle of the large tent arena of the circus. Y'all did pretty well. Some highlights, I remember Feng getting eaten, Paul getting eaten, Ziggy getting eaten, Art staying the fuck away from absolutely everything. Saito kind of hanging out in a corner with Bob, doing really well until maybe last couple rounds where he was knocked. Ulgrim desperately trying to use his 25 feet of movement to get him from frog to frog. And my usual DM's shenanigans with some puddles and things like that. Either way, the end result was killed all the creatures. They were thrown into some carts and kind of hauled out in the woods. And the show went on. After that, show goes on. You go to sleep. And in the morning, your guild is there. And they're like, look, round everyone up. So you round everybody up with varying degrees of difficulty. And you learn that the loner has divulged a method for determining if somebody is a card-carrying member of the Chuldanog, the big bad organization. And it involves the use of a spell like Moonbeam, as well as a special type of glass lens that he has created with his artificer abilities. There were a few members of the carnival caught. A few members of your guild were caught earlier that day. And when y'all were getting checked yourselves, everybody checked out except Siggy was a little hesitant. So he decided to go off to a tent on his own. And Feng, being Feng, decided that he couldn't let privacy be private. So you headed over and witnessed, as to Dylan's shock as well, as he turned into a little goblin with a Chuldanog tattoo on his arm. The unfolding of that story with some Zone of Truth, some information from Glassjaw, and the like, it appears that Ziggy was born Drog, D-R-O-G, and he had two brothers. They were a member of a goblin tribe in this general area, and a Chuldanog attack had come in, attacked. Many were killed. What the Chuldanog does is they kill people. They use Gentle Repose, which is the spell where you put a little piece of copper on their eye, to prolong their candidacy for essentially being revived of some sort, whether it be Revivify or a higher level spell. And they bring those bodies away, they revivify them, raise dead, reincarnate, whatever, and the end result is that they become sort of this semi-dead, or this this army that they use to do their bidding. It appeared that Drog accidentally got past Revivify, so they had to use Raise Dead. And that changed his race into a young Aarakocra vulture, as it seems. And he since then kind of had some foggy memories and was eventually raised by a group of vulture Aarakocras, in which some series of events happened that he ended up with y'all. That was more or less the end of last session. As we're starting today, y'all are about to, the carnival's pretty much packed up, and y'all are about to leave, to head out of the area. So with that, is there anything y'all would like to do before the caravan gets moving?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Before y'all leave, there is a scroll handed to, we'll say, Saito. And the scroll says, it's signed by Shin, and it says, you will find a wagon with 2 horses on the southeasternmost portion of the carnival. This is yours for the time being. You are to use it in your travels, and it is expected that you will deliver it to Norgard at the end of your journey, to the local guild there. Try to keep it in the best shape that you can. Signed, Shin. Guildmaster Shin.
Okay.
As y'all inspect your caravan here, your wagon, you notice that it has enough room to fit your entire party, enough room to fit all your gear. You need one person to hold the reins and sort of drive it at any given time. And you have 2 horses. Their names are, Q Hunter's lovely notes. I forgot. Anyway, you have 2 horses, and they have names, and I'll find them eventually.
Nipsey and Whipsy.
Nipsey and Whipsy. You hear a couple members of the carnival. Hey, we're heading out. You might want to get on those reins, and let's get moving. security usually at the front and the back. Would you prefer front or back of the caravan?
Front.
All right, front.
Yeah, front sounds good.
All right, we'll put you maybe 3 or 4 carts behind the lead wagons. It'll give you good visibility. You better circle around real quick and get up there in the front. We're leaving soon. Who will be driving the cart?
I'm pretty sure that I'm not big enough to drive a horse.
Oh.
I wouldn't say you're not big enough. Strength checks would probably be made at disadvantage on the reins, though.
I'll do
I
it.
got a 3 for animal handling, though.
I think I have proficiency in animal handling.
2 of you could work together. So
Oh, no, it's somewhere. Hold on.
I'll let y'all talk it over.
Let me look at
Which
my other sheet.
animal handling art?
1.
So I
The
guess
horses. Their names are Honey and Milk. One is like an amber color, and the other is kind of this milky white colored.
You're recording though, right?
I am recording, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll handle it from now on. Thanks for all the times you did it.
No problem.
All right, if Saito and Feng want to work together, give me an animal handling check.
Can I download Hitman 3?
No.
It's for free right now.
I said no.
Animal
Yeah,
handling?
Huh?
Hitman 3 starter pack.
No.
Oh, let's not go with mine.
No.
I mean, it could be worse.
Could be worse. Yeah, there is one number that is worse.
Yeah, I got 5.
Saito, you can go ahead and make an animal handling check as well.
What would that be?
Just on your sheet, you just click the animal handling and it'll roll it under the skills. I think they're alphabetical.
It'd be your first skill, animal handling.
I'm
Your
in the
second
middle.
or first is acrobatics.
Got him.
That's what I meant to think.
Okay. Reminder:
6.
both of you have rerolls if you would like to use them.
I'll use it.
I'll
Okay.
waste my reroll.
God
And I'll
damn.
change my.
Well, don't both of you do it at once.
Yeah, go ahead and use yours.
Thanks. 13.
If Saito was happy with that, that would be your result.
Yeah, that sounds good.
These are trained horses, so even an amateur with a little bit of knowledge can get them to move a little bit. As you're sort of navigating along the outer few tents and caravans that are almost fully packed up now, you're kind of noticing that the horses aren't quite turning as sharp as you want them to. You could attribute that to maybe the size of the wagon or other factors, but you eventually make your way around to the front. You see a series of larger wagons, many being pulled by teams of 4, 6 horses. Some being pulled by other elephants in the maybe cattle type of families, mules and such, or not mules, but something like an oxen. And you see zoomed off as he's kind of calling out orders to some people. Oh, great, you're here. All right. You'll be third in line. We tend to keep a following distance of roughly 4 or 5 trots.
Trots or trucks?
Trots.
Oh, okay.
If you trot, if they came to a full stop, how many trots it would take to get up. Anyway, it's a gypsy circus type of way. If you're unsure, just we can kind of help you out. We don't want you following too close. A lot of dust is kicked up, and if you're too far, the caravan becomes too long to maintain. We have a few other members of the security that will be in the back.
Where'd the dust come from? I thought this big wave came through. I figured that would have stopped all this dust.
Oh, well, it's not dusty here, but as we get further and further west in the grasslands, eventually it will be. Some of those areas don't receive quite as much rain this time of year.
Take your word for it.
All right, if you're ready to go. All right, another animal handling check for the group here. Art, are you on the carts? You could walk at this point and keep up, but eventually
20.
it will be more
17.
difficult.
No, I'm in the cart.
Okay. Yeah, if you're in the cart, if you would be paying particular attention to your surroundings or doing something, just let me know, and you can make.
I'll have Ruby up, just flying around, taking breaks on top of the cart whenever.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check for the bird. I'll carry that over a few hours here. All right, very good. Y'all have maybe bonded with the horses a little bit over the last few minutes, and you make it on your way. Let's see, do we have... We do. This is probably...
It's the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, this is probably one of the older maps, but that's all right. I'll update it eventually. Your general path will be, so you're starting in Paptefilov. You're going to follow. So you're currently maybe here, I should say. You're a little bit like north of the city. So you're going to cross the river. Eventually, there's a pretty sizable bridge, and then you're going to make your way up the coast. Let's see if I can make this draw a little bit nicer.
Are you actually drawing something that we're supposed to see?
We'll see if you can see it. I haven't quite started yet.
Oh, okay.
So from Paptefilov, you see the black line.
I do now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is your general direction of travel. If you kind of gander at the Calm River, it's about 2 days to Honio, maybe 3 depending on a few factors by boat. We'll say it's 3 days from Paptefilov. And that's non-stop travel. So that same distance, it's maybe about 3.5 times that distance linearly to the next city, which is commonly referred to as Port Umberley, Ambo's favorite. And that journey will probably take around, let's see, right about 20 days. Could be slightly less, which that would be exactly 10 days or 2 weeks in this time frame. Since y'all have done quite a bit of travel before, I will not bore you with the specifics of every single day. And instead, we will just do a series of rolls depending on how many things I kind of have planned for the journey. So for your first day of travel, we'll do a single roll. So who would like to roll? Should be a d20.
I'll do it.
Just straight up roll.
Straight up roll.
Oh,
I'll do it.
Okay.
14.
Nice. Jack. Hey, fuck off. Go away. Go away.
Just tell your dog to fuck off.
Damn it, dog. Go for all the freaking cards. I hate you. I hate you so much. Yes, I do. Go away. Go. All right. So, on a 14, you travel for about half a day. Of course, passing the river and slowly getting out of the muddier areas. There is a road that you were traveling on. It's referred to as the Hope Road or Hope Road. And it will more or less take you all the way to maybe around the Buxom area, which is off in those woods. I do have an updated map. I'll have to add it to this slide eventually.
There's wood somewhere.
Yeah, so the river, Leftinopolis, that river, those are trees. So that's like a forest.
Oh, I thought we were talking about on the coastline of that line you just drew.
No. That line, the road continues much further than that.
So you're saying it's 20 days to get to that next red dot that your line was on?
Uh-huh.
Or are you talking somewhere else?
Nope, 20 days.
Okay. That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. And then you'll go on to the next red dot, which is Temple Haven, which would be around the same amount of time, a little bit less. And then your eventual kind of curve into the woods through along the roads would eventually probably take a little under 40 days of total travel. Which, for perspective, since the campaign began, that's about how many days y'all are at of like in-game time.
Is how many?
About 40.
Okay.
So we got 7 months on this road?
Well, no, what I was just saying is that we will be fast tracking almost all the travel. So like today, y'all will probably get to the next city. Whether you get to do stuff there or not depends on a few other things. So yeah, on the 14, about half a day, and you start to see some storm clouds beginning to appear on the horizon. The caravan is trying to make a decision of, do you continue along the road or do you take a break here? Currently, y'all are in like still the woods, so to speak. Not a forest per se, but it is a wooded area. The longer along the road you get, eventually it'll be grassland. Y'all really don't want to hit any weather in the grasslands. Obviously, it could happen. So as everyone is discussing, y'all are brought into the consideration in the conversation. Well, as it sits, if we continue onwards, we risk being stuck out in the grasslands, pretty open area, the plains. These storms are pretty bad around this time of year. I'm hoping that we could maybe stop now and maybe delay ourselves about half a day, or could we decide to push? What does this group think?
I think getting stuck out in the middle of the open is not the best idea.
Yeah, I don't think we should take any chances out in the open.
All right, understood. We take our security details, voting very seriously. So we'll do another roll. So, Chris, just roll D20. You're looking for above a 5.
Above a what?
Above a 5.
Come
So
on.
6 and above.
10.
Nice. As the voting amongst those that are involved with keeping the caravan safe goes about, the vote leans in the favor of stopping for the night. As y'all stop, it's a very long caravan. You're talking somewhere in the order of maybe 50 to 70 individual wagons. Some of them driven by horse teams up to 8. Many of them are driven by a single horse, and some are kind of piggybacking off of each other, with a lot of the members of the caravan walking, as most of the wagons are full. But eventually the caravan kind of snakes around this small grove of trees, making this kind of sort of wide plasmoid type shape. And people are checking their wheels. There's been a few repairs that need to be made, and everyone is just getting ready for the night. So, is there any discussions you would like to have with anyone in the carnival? Anything you'd like to do the first night?
I would just like to travel a little bit down and back and forth and just make sure everybody's stopped and everything's going all right. Just check the area out.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
What was I? That starts with an I. Oh, that's great. My investigation sucks. What? 5.
You have a -1 on your investigation.
Something wrong with that?
You're not going to make an advance on your conjoined twins?
I was investigating to see if I could find them, but I see no one. I'm sure I'm blinded as I'm walking.
Blinded by the light.
As you fly around, the problem you're encountering is it's a little windy, and a lot of people are making small fires to cook food. So there's a lot of smoke kind of just filling the air. And it's sort of obscuring your vision. It's making your eyes a little irritated. And after a while, you kind of decide to either fly a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And that kind of impedes your ability to investigate. So,
Do I smell any sweet leaf in the air?
there's some good stuff being made. Lots of things. What other Feng might be interested in, I'm sure there's someone in the carnival that might share that.
Trying to get high on duty?
No. I just need to see where I think most of the problems are going to come from.
You find the druggies first. I'm not sure. Saito, Art.
I'll just keep a watchful eye.
Yeah, you can give me a perception check.
$21.
Nice. Okay. You keeping a good watch. Art, anything?
I'm just going to find, I don't know, somebody random and ask them if they've made this path before, seeing how, if they've gone up this way, if this is the first time this group's made it up here or what.
So you run into Seun, the Furbolg animal handler for the group.
Good.
You had a little bit of experience with her in the last fight. She's in there, right about here. She says, well, I've joined only recently, the last 10 years or so. I think some of the older members have stated that they take this path quite often. I'm not sure how often, maybe around every 10 years roughly, or a little bit longer. I've been told it's one of the safer routes.
10 years is recent. Man, this circus must be around for quite some time.
Oh, a few hundred years is what I've been told. I'm,
Never would have guessed.
yeah, I
No
believe.
offense, but I haven't heard about any of y'all. But maybe it's
Oh,
just because I'm not from this neck of the woods.
that's probably it. We don't spend that long around these parts. We make our rounds. There are even some places we haven't been in 100 years, I've heard. Zumdorf was only a small boy when he joined, and the circus had been going on for years, and he's at least 100 years old. Hope he doesn't hear me.
How are you feeling? You got yourself in a quite the hairy situation the other night.
It was a little scary, but I think my experience with beasts and animals made it a little bit better. I'm glad to see that many of the animals tried to protect me, the tiger in particular. But I'll survive. We're a motley crew, and we've seen quite a few things over the years. That won't be enough to spook us.
Well, hopefully it'll be the last for a while. And if it's not, that's what we're here for.
I hope so too. I was told that a couple of the acrobats decided to put some of that water in a barrel. I believe they're carrying it with them. I told them not to, but I figured maybe I should let you know now that I was thinking about it.
I don't know if that's the greatest idea unless y'all want to be ambushed. So maybe we should find that barrel.
You can talk to Clario. She's one of the taller acrobats. You can't miss her.
Well, I appreciate the heads up. Well, you have yourself a good night.
You as well. Saito, as you're kind of walking around, y'all run into a number of other security details. There are a few roadies that take it upon themselves to pay attention while they're camped to the tree lines, to the wood lines, just kind of making sure everything is safe. They don't look very professional. Many of them have, some long, like, chef's knives. Probably wouldn't do really well in a fight. However, there are the four youngsters that y'all had encountered previously. Sarah, Billy, Nymphadora, and Cumby. And they are very diligently forming patrols of two as they are making their way around the carnival, taking it very seriously as their first official mission they have been given since joining the Midnight Horse Adventurers Guild. You run into them. The one called Sarah says, "Oh, Saito, right?
Yes.
Wow.
How goes it?
Oh, it goes really well. I think we're doing really good on our security so far. No one's gotten hurt since we've gotten here. So that's good. It's almost been 24 hours. Well, 12 hours, but that's close. How goes it in your area?
So far, so good.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, Katima was looking for you. The Black Dragonborn female.
Bro, maybe I'll go find her.
Okay. I think she's on the south side of the encampment. Just an FYI.
I guess I'll go see what she's looking for.
Okay. As you head over towards the southern side of the camp, you find a small caravan, and you see three dragonborns sitting around it, all black dragonborns. One of them is Katima, who you had talked to before. The other two, one looks pretty young. He's probably about half your age. And one looks pretty old, maybe on his way out, both male. Katima pops up and says, "Oh, Saito, it's so good to see you again. Please sit down. We have a stew cooking if you're interested.
Sounds good.
Pull you a chair. The other two just kind of nod at you. Reach a large what is the dipper thing called? Anyway,
Ladle?
ladle. Thank you, Cody. That's why I keep you on.
Made it out of
They
clay.
ladle out quite a bit from the cauldron. You can tell that the ladle is enchanted because the highly acidic concoction that they had made, most normal metals and most normal creatures would not be able to eat it. However, being a black dragonborn, your acid resistance is quite high. They ladle you some soup into a bowl, and they offer it to you. So,
Thank you.
I think maybe I'd mentioned it before, but we've been told that soon management had promised us that they would help us find a way back to Ravnica. We got an update recently. There's a lead in the next town. We might have a way back home in just a couple weeks. Of course, you don't have to join us, but we figured it's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go back.
That's very interesting. But I must find Jace so I can kill him for
I
marooning me here.
understand. My understanding is that Jace is in Ravnica currently. It's just the last I heard. The youngster here, and you look over at the smaller dragonborn. He's only been here a few months, actually, and he had said that Jace was staying in Ravnica, right? Yeah, that's right.
How did y'all get here, though?
Same as you. He doesn't want us there.
Racist.
Could be.
Ouch. Well, I'll help you as much as I can to look into this lead.
Thank you. The offer's open. We don't meet our kind very often. Anyway, we'll be around. Stay as long as you'd like.
Thank you.
Feng, you're fed up with the smoke. What do you do?
Just start heading back and just talking to different people.
Yeah, you run into a couple of the acrobats. You see a fortune teller and her elderly mother. See the bearded lady. See a few of the dancers and some of the bards again, as well as Reverend Justin.
I just make small talk with all of them while I'm going around, seeing if I hear anything interesting.
Are you trying to come off any particular way? Are you trying to act very friendly and get kind of close to them? Or...
Yeah, I'm trying to be friendly.
Okay. Give me either a performance or a persuasion check, your choice.
Maybe shit other way for you.
Okay, so it's -1 with either one. 3.
Okay. Very nice. Noted. Yeah, you make small talk.
I suck.
I'm gonna go find Feng.
Okay. Find it.
So now that you're done getting blown around by the breeze, figured you might want to help me look into something.
Yeah, what do you need?
Remember that fun water we had the pleasure of playing with the other night?
I don't remember any fun water.
I hope you're not talking about those puddles of hell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of
What about?
our acrobatic friends here thought it would be wise to bottle up some of it. So it appears that there are a barrel or two of that water floating around this camp. Figure's probably not the best place to keep it around. In fact, in case we get a surprise attack.
Yeah, that don't sound good. Are we going on the
So
search for these barrels?
you want to help me see if how true these rumors are?
Yeah, and if we find them, we could just poke a small hole so just enough water drips out as we're moving, and they'll be empty by the time we get anywhere.
That's one way to do it.
All right, I'll help you.
I haven't
Lead
seen
the
them
way.
lately, so I'm not entirely sure where they're at. But maybe you've seen them lately.
Have I seen them in my going? I
Yeah,
don't think you said
yeah,
I.
yeah. You saw
You
a
did.
couple of them.
Yeah, I saw a
We're,
couple of
we're
them.
looking. We're looking for the big one. I'm not the best with names, so
Did I see the big one?
Based upon the descriptions, you know that Clario, she's an elven female. She is quite tall compared to most elves, as well as most females, as well as most people. So her little skinny string beam pole frame sticks out. We'll say that from your previous experience, you were able to find the trailer that they are staying at.
Yeah, I passed their trailer earlier. You want to go over there?
yeah, we can head over there see if anyone's in there, and if not, maybe we could sneak in or something.
Or maybe we could just talk to them and they would, and you could convince them of their ways. Because actually can't talk to anybody. It seems like no one really talks to me. I've tried
You're
all
probably
that.
right. It's probably best to try words first.
All right, I'll show you the way.
All right, you fly over there and you see a little mini trapeze that is set up between two larger caravan wagons, and they are kind of doing some practices, staying limber, staying in shape as they travel on the road. You see the very tall female elven woman, Clario. Hello, what can I do for y'all?
Hey, we're just doing rounds, checking up on everybody, making sure they got everything they need. Make sure that any repairs is getting done, needs to get done. So,
All is
how are things
well.
going for y'all?
All is well. No issues.
I remember some of y'all were up on the lines during that attack the other night. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we lost Alvin, but I suppose his loss will be tough on the family for the time, but surely we'll recover.
Oh, sorry for the loss. I wish we could have backed a little faster, but I
Oh,
mean, we were just as surprised as everybody else.
you did quite well. Very strong and powerful group. It will be well to have you around during these trying times.
Well, I appreciate that statement. I mean, that water. Who'd have thought that there'd be y'all have some random magical water just laying around your circus?
Give
Doesn't
me
seem like the best thing, does it?
give me an insight check, Cody.
15. Yeah,
Oof,
15.
that's a 16. Okay.
Oh,
Her response is, it is quite a shame. Well, if there's nothing else I can do to help you, I'll get back to my trapezing.
Well, have you? I mean, I know that water was part of your act, wasn't it? The acid and I guess the water technically wasn't. Those were just puddles, but the acid was. Am I correct?
Oh, yes, we do keep a large vat of acid. The dragonborns help us produce some of it when they have to spare acid
Interesting.
left around.
Has that ever happened to y'all before? Or was that the first time that it turned into some kind of portal
Oh, first time in my lifetime, at least.
that y'all could do some interesting stuff with portals that teleport you around, wouldn't you? Diving from in, hopping up another part.
It would be a magnificent show, wouldn't it?
Definitely would be. Although at the same time, be quite the show. But I also feel like it'd be like a gap in security if anybody could just pop on out of that stuff.
Ah, but we have
You know
you
that.
to protect us, Drow, don't we?
Yes, but your missing family is proof that we're not so fast to react to subtle sneak attacks like that, aren't they?
Hmm. You make a good point. Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, I'm a lot better at that one.
Figured.
Oh, that's cocked.
Cacked.
16 and 7 is 23.
Yeah. Fine, fine. You're very astute. You'll find the barrel around the backside of our trailer. If it disappears, we'll think nothing of it.
It's a very wise move. I appreciate your helpfulness. Y'all have a great night. And sorry for your loss again.
Of course, dear.
All right, well, let's go see if this barrel can't disappear, fam.
All right. I don't know how much I can help you, but
Moving large objects, Feng? That's your specialty, dude. Yeah, you go around the backside of the trailer. There's a couple more wagons that are kind of stationed to make kind of this like inner ring. Within there is another trapeze that is set up, and you watch as one of them like trapezes and like goes through one barrel, and then they like shoot out of another barrel that's about 40 feet away, and they grab another trapeze thing that's in this little circle. You see Clario as she whistles, puts her fingers in her mouth and whistles, and the younger female that is practicing the tricks heads over and just kind of waves at y'all as she goes by. It appears there are at least two barrels, and Clario kind of just points at him.
Oh, I say maybe a little bit bigger than a pinhole. Feel like you can punch a little hole in those barrels?
Yeah. I can punch a hole in the barrels.
Probably be the most discreet thing to do. And while you're doing that, I'll just double check, make sure there's not any other barrels hiding around.
Okay, I try to punch a small hole near the bottom of the barrel.
Okay. There are two of them, so you just go up to one of them.
Yep.
Um,
I look around, make sure no one's watching me.
okay, perception check.
Can I help in that?
Sure.
You probably want to just roll at advantage there, bud.
What do I want to do?
Roll at advantage.
Uh, 16.
Okay. I will make a roll. This roll could be because somebody is hiding, or it could be a facade. You peer over towards the southernmost portion of the entire little circus carnival caravan, and you see kind of a shadowy figure, just due to the the time of day, that has their head peeked out. They're about 30 feet from you. And as you are looking around, you look over there and your eyes kind of stop for a second and focus. And you see him dart behind, out of sight.
Did he see me?
Clearly, yeah. Yeah, he noticed that you saw him, so. Or her.
What'd you see?
Someone's hiding behind that tree over there. They're watching me go near the barrel. Now that she's not watching, I try to sneak over, fly a little higher toward that tree to see if I can see who it is.
Okay. If you don't move fast, they could potentially get further away.
I will send Ruby after them.
Okay. So Feng, you go. Ruby goes. So give me perception checks. Feng, if you're trying to be sneaky, I'll need a stealth check first.
Okay, here's my stealth check. So it's 26.
Lovely.
16 for my perception, or not my perception, but
Yep, your bird.
And my perception is... Fuck you. 2.
All right. So Fang, as you sneak around, you manage to obscure yourself behind a couple of barrels, maybe a shadow step or two, as necessary. And eventually you're kind of peeking back around, kind of looking at the tree line to see what you see. Well, you got to contest against Ruby's perception here. Ruby doesn't see much.
I sure as hell don't see shit.
For about a minute or so, you'll have a small little reconnaissance mission and check the surrounding area. You're pretty certain, unless there's magic involved, you're not being watched anymore, but you don't see anybody in the area.
I sneak back to the barrel and poke a hole in the bottom.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I forgot what my hit was. It's
9, isn't it?
yeah, 9. So 25.
25. Yeah, on a 25. So let's say the barrel is about 4 feet tall. At what height are you making a puncture?
As low as I can.
Okay.
I want the water to slowly pour out of it.
Yeah, I mean, with this method, you wouldn't be able to completely drain it, but, there's maybe an inch or two left. How big of a hole are we talking here? I mean, is this are you just like 2 finger, or are you fist, or what?
Well, my fist is about the size of 2 fingers. So, 2 of my fingers.
2 of your fingers. Okay. All right. There's a slow leak introduced in the barrel.
I go and do the same to the other barrel.
Roll a hit.
You send them a message. A little bigger than that. I want these barrels emptied before we start travel again tomorrow.
You want me to hit this barrel one more time?
Hit this barrel one more time.
Fine,
Yeah,
I hit that
a
barrel
little bigger.
one more time. With my full fist. 23.
Hits. Yep. Goop, 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 goop.
I go to the other barrel.
Okay.
Same thing. 17. Nope.
You hit it,
15.
you splinter it ever so slightly, not quite causing enough of a hole.
I do it again.
Go for it.
16.
Yeah, that's enough. The combined two. It's not as pretty of a punch, but the water gulps out. About a minute or so, they'll be dry.
Then we can tip them over with the last that's in it. Okay, holes are there, bro.
I'm gonna mage hand couple of large rocks by the barrels of McLoy. Somebody hit him with a rock.
Okay. Staging a crime scene. Like it.
And then I'm going to go tell the little kids who are walking around patrolling, be wary that we saw something moving in the woods.
Okay.
Throwing rocks.
Okay, that's just a lie now.
Okay.
Now, if you would like to add that part, Fang, you can
I
roll
will add it.
You can roll a deception.
No, I'm not adding it if I got to roll.
Okay. Oh, thanks for letting us know. We knew that though, right? Yeah.
Well, next time you know something, make sure you let us know. It's always best to, compare notes.
Sorry, we weren't thinking.
Right. And then, anything else you didn't think we ought to know?
The clowns seem nice. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. Sure. And then I'm just going to turn and leave on that note.
I look at their hands to see if I see anything weird about their hands.
Okay. What are we thinking is weird? What would
Just
constitute
looking
weird?
for like extra long fingernails or anything weird like that.
Oh, like they're like okay. All right.
Long pinky nail,
Yeah,
little coke
yeah.
finger.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, I love it. Give me an investigation or medicine check.
What the hell? Medicine?
Mm-hmm.
You asked about appendages.
Yep, medicine. 19.
Okay. I would say maybe Billy doesn't cut his fingernails as often as he should, but other than that, pretty normal.
I just follow art.
Okay. Eventually, all three of you would make it back to your individual group, I should say, group wagon. Some food was brought for the horses, as well as troughs of water nearby. If one of you wants to walk the horses over, you can. Otherwise, the roadies will handle it.
I don't think I could walk the horses if I wanted to. So.
We'll let the roadies handle it.
Okay. All right.
It's their job after all.
It gets darker and darker, and eventually the sun sets over the horizon. The kids come by. We were discussing if how we would set up the watches at night. Maybe patrols or different sections, or how we should structure it. There's 4 of us, and then there's your group. Looks like some of them are rather sleepy today.
Lazy bitches.
I agree.
We did have that big fight the other night. They're a little.
Oh,
Poot.
right. I'd heard about it. Did get to see it. Shame. So, what do y'all think?
How about you guys watch the back half and we'll kind of watch the front half, and that.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. We were gonna take 2 shifts with 2-man patrol teams.
2 shifts. Y'all not planning on sleeping tonight?
Well, we don't have enough for 3. Unless there's a better way to do it. we don't do this very often, or ever, but we're trying to learn from y'all.
I'll send Bob to help him since he's ever vigilant.
Ooh. What form is he in right now?
He's a gorilla.
Gorilla, yeah. Okay.
I mean, we'd send more with you to help, but as you can see, our numbers aren't the greatest right now either.
I see. Will he listen to us, Saito?
If I command him to do so.
Okay. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure he was. You can control him.
I didn't make him, so.
Oh, that's rather cool. I didn't know that. All right. Thank you. They start like walking away, and Bob just just follows them. They're trying to keep like a little bit of a distance, and he like moves faster to like stay with them. Makes him a little uncomfortable. All right, what's the watch structure, folks?
I'll take first watch.
I'll go second.
I'll take last.
Okay. Roll them one at a time. Saito?
Perception check. Where is it at? $14.
Okay. First half of first third of the night kind of goes on. It's a large area to patrol, so I'm assuming you're getting up and moving around.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're moving around throughout various times of the night, you pass by the section where the animals are kept. As you walk, the like tiger will like walk in its cage, you know, like, kind of with you, and the elephants, you know, they their trunk kind of moves through, and they'll like reach out and try to like grab you. They're just curious, you know, what's going on. You walk by a number of the tents. You walk by the main food tent, and the turtle gentleman, whom y'all had briefly met before, is tucked into his shell and is just kind of rocking a little bit back and forth on the ground. You see a large number of the members of the carnival just sort of chilling out outside, sleeping, many without a care in the world. Bunch of kids just all kind of piled into a large group of blankets and pillows as they gaze out upon the stars. Near the end of your watch, though, everyone's asleep, and the only noise is that comes from the surrounding environment. So you wake up. Feng?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Feng? Perception check.
13.
In a contrast to Saito's watch, it's very quiet. Not much is going on. There's a bit of a chill that moves through the air. But you notice nothing else. You wake up, Art. Go ahead.
18.
18.
He's walking around. I got Ruby on my shoulder, and we're just having a conversation as we're walking, looking.
Sure. About 2/3 the way through your watch, you can just barely see the slightest bit of light forming on the eastern horizon. You notice that a few members of the carnival are getting up, mostly the roadies, as they're slowly starting to get everything ready for the morning to head out and continue your travels. Nothing of note happens other than that. Eventually, you're all up. It's a new day. And by the time Feng and Saito are up, about 2/3 of the carnival is packed and ready to go. Your horses are harnessed up by the roadies and fed what they need. Who's driving the horses today?
I'll do it.
Okay. Animal handling?
A 6. I'll
Okay.
re-roll it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I go over to help him because I see he's having a tough time.
Well, it looks like he's got it, Feng. But around 10 or 15 minutes into kind of heading out, the following distance is not quite working out. Saito, you're kind of hitting those reins a little too hard. Other times you accidentally kind of rear back on them and they break. It's kind of like braking without brake lights, turn without turn signals, that kind of stuff. You're scolded by a few other members of the carnival, and eventually Feng comes over. Feng, go ahead and give me an animal handling check to help out.
16.
Okay. Eventually it settles down. From here on out, we won't necessarily have to role play every day. Some of the days, though, we will do some roles. Today in particular, the storm has passed. It's pretty clear, and y'all are going to try to push a little bit past dark before y'all make camp, and not fully open up all of the wagons. Just maybe sleep in the wagons or near the wagons, and in the morning get up and quickly leave to make the best time. So with that in mind, is there any kind of conversations or movement? Y'all can freely go visit other wagons in the caravan as you wish.
Where's the management?
The trailer?
Yeah.
You can go look for it. Or you can ask.
Let's go look for it.
Okay. You've seen it before. It was parked when y'all were first arrived at the carnival. It was kind of off a little ways in the distance, and you were just told, yeah, don't go over there. Leave it alone. So you know what to look for. Go ahead and give me investigation or perception.
We'll do perception. 21.
Yeah, on a 21, you scan the entire carnival. You don't see it.
What were you looking for?
The management trailer. I was just curious. Wanted to make sure they're okay. Okay, I just head back. Questioning to myself.
Glassjaw says to you, Feng, "Hey, Mr. Feng,
What's up, Glassjaw?
I was wondering maybe if we could practice sparring a little bit.
Sure.
I really want to impress my brother Drog, or Ziggy, as y'all call him."
He's a little upset, but inside I'm sure he loves you.
You think so?
I do.
Oh, thanks. You're so kind.
Okay, I spar with him.
Okay. Clearly, you can tell in terms of physical fitness, he has, he's a goblin. He lives in the woods, right? So he's more physically fit than, the average of any other race probably. But he's definitely doesn't have quite the endurance needed for 2 or 3 minutes of sparring and rapid movements. He gets winded pretty quick, but he definitely appreciates the time that you spent with him.
You doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I think maybe a nap.
Yeah, get yourself some water, have a nap.
Yeah. All right.
You'll get better.
He heads over to the back portion of the covered wagon that y'all are in. It's kind of an uncovered, almost like a back porch, like a traditional gypsy wagon. And he just kind of lays out there in the sun and falls right asleep. Art, is there anything in particular you'd like to be doing throughout the day?
I'm gonna walk up, find Glassjaw just laying around, falling asleep.
Okay.
Smack him awake. What are you doing, lazy bones? I thought I was supposed to be teaching you.
Well, you were, yeah, right, Master Art, of course. I'm ready.
I'll just start teaching him basics.
Okay.
I don't know. Mana shaping? I have no idea.
Tell me more about the things you do. Yeah, sure. You walk him through the understanding of how spells are structured for sorceress type individuals, as well as the different types of spells. So you kind of go into more of maybe a wizard's understanding, just due to your past history of studying in academies and such. And you're able to kind of impart enough knowledge that he has some things to mull over and some things to practice for quite a number of days that he can attempt to master. All right, thank you so much, Master Art. I really think that with these notes I took, and you kind of look down and, do you read or speak Goblin? Yeah. You know the script. You would recognize it. This is really sloppy handwriting. This does not look like professors might not appreciate this style of work. I got these notes are going to be really good. I can't wait. All right, I'm going to go.
Sure, you can read that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go study.
Quick question for you. I mean, you asked for some help, so that's what I'm doing, but I'm not 100% sure that my style of help will suit you. I mean, does the things I'm teaching you sound like they align with your casting abilities? Or you feel like you're drawing from something completely different?
Well, I don't really learn anything. It's a little bit more natural. This seems right. I think so.
Well, if there's anything else I can help you with, feel free to stop on by. I'm more than happy to.
Of course, you're so nice to me. I just feel like you're a good person, Art.
Well, I definitely know what a bad teacher is, and
Oh,
it's the last thing I want.
yeah. Are you nice to all the people that join the party like this?
It depends.
Okay.
I try to be, but things don't always align that way.
Oh, I see. I get it. But we're friends, so there's no reason to. Right? Am I right? Okay, I'm gonna go study
unless you
now.
do something, but
I
yeah,
would.
you
I
go
would never.
do that.
There he goes, and he takes a nap. Saito, Feng, if there's anything else y'all would like to do throughout the day as y'all take turns on the reins.
No, I'm just watching the air around while I'm on the reins, making sure everything's going smooth.
Okay. Nice. For the next couple of days, is there anything y'all would like to do while y'all are stopped at night, during the day? Any conversations you would like to have? Otherwise, go ahead.
I would like to keep checking every once in a while to see if the management caravan ever comes back with us.
every day you check. You count the caravans. Same number every day. Same number of wagons. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, investigation sucks. Come on, lucky investigation. 18.
On an 18, you notice that the order in which everyone's kind of filing into the caravan every day seems pretty similar. And as the days go on, it gets less and less variance or variations in the order in which people are moving. But there's a particular set of trailers that always seem to be in a different position. And there's only ever one of them at a time. It seems that there's maybe 3 or 4 trailers that only exist on certain days, and on others, they're not there.
Interesting. Where are these trailers in the caravan?
Currently, the one that is the different one today, it's maybe around the middle, more or less. Yeah, not very far away from you.
Okay. I clocked that knowledge and
Okay. Day 3, day 4, day 5. Any other conversations? Anything of that nature?
do I ever notice people coming in or out of those trailers? Different people, or do I never see
So if you follow that trailer in particular in the evening, this is kind of a good point. You don't see it anymore. Once y'all stop for the evening. So let's say like on the 5th day, you've located that particular trailer that you were interested in, and as y'all stop for the night, would you keep an extra good eye on it?
Yeah, I think I would.
You keep an extra good eye on it, and you notice as you all kind of circle into the woods or a small grove of trees, because you're out kind of in a grasslands now. Small bit of shelter, bit of cover. You watch as this wagon, almost while no one's looking, just kind of veers off into the grass, out of sight.
I try to follow it.
Yeah,
Sneaky
you do. You do with pretty much no effort. There's a gentleman driving the horses in the front. You don't recognize him. Are you trying to remain out of sight?
Yes.
Give me one of those Feng stealth checks.
28.
Okay, noted. You watch as maybe about a mile or so from the caravan, it kind of pulls out into this extra long or extra tall section of grass, and kind of rears over to the side, kind of stops, and the gentleman driving it stands up, hops off the cart, and he just slowly floats down to the ground and doesn't quite touch it. Instead of his legs walking and moving, he just kind of floats over to the horses as he kind of strokes his hand on them. And you realize that they look a little ghostly, a little apparition-esque. And as he unhooks them from the reins, the 2 horses and him just slowly fade away and disappear.
And the trailer's still there?
Yeah, trailer's still there.
Can I see into this trailer in any way?
It has a couple windows, but there are drapes.
Can I get closer and see if I can see through the drapes?
Sure. I mean, you rolled a great stealth check. Yeah, you get up there and you try to peek just over the sill. I gotta look up. No, it's really dark. Can't see anything.
I head back to the caravan.
Okay. You're back.
I talked to Art about what I've been seeing, just because, and Saito. I'm like, this is just curious, and tell him the whole thing that I just witnessed.
You think this has anything to do with those eyes that were watching us? You think it was them, or you think that's completely something different?
I don't know, but this guy seriously just floated down, touched the horses, and they all disappeared. I tried to see what was inside but I didn't want to get caught doing anything, so I just thought I'd come and tell you what I've been seeing. Been seeing different carts that weren't there, then they are there, and then this is the first time I went to follow one, and so something's going on. I don't know what it is.
Maybe they're a spell just to make something seem like it's what it's not.
Yeah, I don't know much about spells, but what I
What are you talking
saw,
about? I've seen you throw some around.
just a few, but not whatever they're using. I don't know. He did look more like a ghost, or acted more like a ghost.
Ghost? Are you scared, bud?
Just a little bit, kind of freaked me out.
Ghost. Scooby Dooby Doo.
Yep.
But I just thought, thought I ought to tell you guys, so might keep an eye on that also. And I described the different trailers and that I was seeing and how they're never
Not
there.
gonna lie, pretty
No,
proud of you not jumping in there head first.
well, I like my head, and I
Definitely hasn't
figured
seemed like that lately.
I'm becoming a better man.
The kids come over. Wow, guys. It's been 5 days, no incidents. We thought maybe we'd keep a small little chalkboard and we could write the number of days without an incident. Anyway, yeah. So, have y'all seen anything? Anything to report? Everything seems good. No problems on our side.
Just
Yes,
that set of eyes that first night.
Oh yeah. Um, haven't figured that out yet.
Neither have we.
Nah, sure it was nothing.
I sure hope so.
Having fun, Chris.
I forgot you guys could see that.
Just, well, good to know. I'll go back to our area.
So, Art, you don't think we should tell the kids about what I saw?
Probably not. I mean, they did tell us to leave those trailers alone, so probably not best that anyone knows that someone's been spooking around them.
Yeah, you're probably right. They'll probably screw something up. Get our
Or,
whole plan.
point somebody back to us. It's definitely something we should keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I'll stay vigilant, keep seeing what else occurs.
This is one of the nights that y'all are stopping for a little bit longer than usual, just to rest everything up and give everyone time to maybe practice their crafts and their trades for a few hours to stay in tip-top shape. You see a about normal-sized human male. You know him as the fearsome Adam. He is the strong man for the group. He really does defy all expectation as you look at him, and you wouldn't expect him to be able to lift even a small fraction of what he can, but he does anyway. He heads over to y'all and says, I'm just making my rounds. I'd like to try to pick up every wagon and caravan I can as a bit of practice. Would you mind if I picked yours up? I mean, just for a second, of course. It's like a half a squat rep.
I 100% do mind.
Oh, okay.
Well, we have things in here that probably shouldn't get jostled around.
Oh, that's all right. I would keep it nice and flat, of course. It's part of my training. Anyway, anything heavy I can lift over here?
You can lift me.
No offense.
You can lift me.
Oh, perfect. Goes over and would you step into my hand, please?
Sure. Step into the hand.
Step into the hand. It's like your feet just barely fit. He just presses you straight up. Oh, well, that armor is pretty heavy. I'm gonna throw you to the other hand. Think you can handle it?
Over.
Acrobatics check, Saito.
6.
He just kind of sets you down. Well, that was close. I was thinking maybe you could join my act for one of the nights, but chemistry's not quite there. Anyway, McGregory is my real name, if y'all are wondering. Thought I'd maybe come and chat with y'all. No, not many people are talking to the security. Everything going good?
Spectacular, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
No problems
Seems
yet.
to be going well.
People afraid of us, or just because we're new, they're just keeping us on the outside?
Recent events, war comment. I don't know. Everyone's got their own thing that they'd like to blame, but looks in general, most of the security kind of gets ignored. Those young kids are quite fun to talk to, but God, they're annoying after 3 or 4 days. So anyway, I decided to just come over here. Maybe have a story to tell. Something I can incorporate into my strongman act. I like to try to add story elements as well. Nothing?
I haven't been through very much.
Well,
For some of our other friends that been passed out the last couple of days, got more stories for you.
maybe I'll go talk to them. But yeah, if you've got nothing to tell, I suppose that's all right. But I assure you, to you it might seem like nothing, but to a crowd of wondering youngsters interested in the lives of others, carnival workers, adventurers, there's so many stories that can be told.
I've heard them say something about killing some kind of hydra or something, but I don't have any details on that.
It was pretty fun.
Oh, so, I mean, you've seen a hydra. Please tell me all about it.
It was the necrotic hydra.
All right.
We lost a friend.
Oh, tragic. Tell me about this friend.
Don't sound like fun anymore.
He was different.
You are you're not the one for storytelling. You might want to come back when one of these other friends are awake.
It was definitely different. It was a hard battle, but we ended up prevailing at the end.
Wow. He kind of probes you for some small details. I'm sure you share minor details, maybe not all the specifics, but he's kind of going along this lines of, I think I could use this in one of my acts. It's a great story. A story is how you get people. Thank you. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow. We can talk more.
Sounds good.
See y'all.
Man, Saito, I know you ain't from these parts, but you got to really work on your people skills. You can't just come out and be like, "Oh, he did," or "Oh, it was fine." People like stories, details, elaborate. Come on, man.
You can't say something was fun and your friend died.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. But unless I don't know, maybe we don't want you on this team if killing friends is fun.
He's giving you the back of his head.
Yep, this is exactly how I figure your stories would go. Let's definitely work on that.
Sorry.
Shut up, Pancho. Oh, sorry.
Damn, dude. Abusing your dog like that? I would never say such a mean thing to my dog.
I heard you. Is eating your cards.
No, no.
Right there. Relaxing in the hallway. Jack.
After he made me realize that people keep their distance from us, so I'm gonna go just find random people, small talk, trying to be nice, staying as far away from clowns as I can.
Sure. Performance or persuasion check. Just to kind of see the vibe. The vibe check, essentially.
15 for persuasion.
Okay. You talk to a few more of the acrobats. You run back into the animal handler, Seun. You see the strong man. You chat with them briefly. You run into the Black Dragonborns there. They kind of feel a bit of bonding, understanding how the drow are treated in many areas. You run into the magician, Loads. He's very keen on talking your ear off and is very interested in showing you some magic tricks if you had a brief moment to work with him.
Stick around and see what he's got.
He pulls out a necklace. It's kind of like in the inner pocket of his jacket, and it's got a bunch of rings on it. And he asks you to hold your two fingers out and hold the necklace like this, so the rest of it kind of drapes below with all the rings. And he says, if I pull any tension, just resist a little. He watches and he grabs the rings on the ends and he kind of pulls and kind of shows you that they're on the necklace, and then he just kind of covers one of the rings up, and then whoop, all of a sudden it's off, and he puts it on his pinky, and then he goes to the next one, whoop, takes it off, the next whoop, and one by one he eventually kind of takes them all off, and he's kind of judging your reaction, and he's not really telling a story, he's not really engaging you, but the trick itself seems pretty cool, and then he says, what'd you think?
It's definitely not the worst thing I've seen.
Oh, and then he
But
grabs. So he's got like all these rings in his finger, and he grabs the necklace back, and as he rotates his hand and pulls the necklace like this, all the rings are back on it. Huh? What about now? Now?
Consider adding, some kind of story to this.
Oh,
People tend to get bored when they're just staring at things. The trick itself was wonderful.
oh. Well, McGregory always does like a story. Maybe I should listen to him. Good to know. Good to know.
But also, it's stories add a bit of misdirection. Get them thinking one way with the story while your hands are working the other. Might help you out a bit too.
I like the way you think. Have you done magic, well, sleight of hand magic before? Or?
Only sleight of hand I do, and then I make my little mage hand pop up is, making a third one. It's about as much as I can do for sleight of hand.
Oh, yes. But not quite as fun, in my opinion. I prefer to do it with my own two hands, nothing more, nothing less.
Maybe not as fun. A little more useful though.
I suppose. Well, good talking with you. Hope nothing goes wrong.
You and me both. As I turn around, I mumble to myself, nothing like an ominous farewell.
Right. You're all back at camp. Let's have those perception checks for the night. Who's going first?
I'll go first. 1922.
Towards the end of your watch, Feng, as normal, everyone slowly heads back to sleep, and it's very quiet. Not much is going on. You got maybe 30 minutes or so until you need to wake anybody else up. Do you do anything else, or?
Check to see if what trailer's with us this time.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same night as earlier, so you head out into that area that you saw it before. Give me a stealth check, please. You do have a reroll, or do you? I forget.
Nah, he used it.
Oh, you used it. Yeah. Okay, noted. All right, you're alone off in the woods with the creepy management trailer. You make it up pretty stealthily as far as you can tell. And what do you do now?
Just try to look around the trailer, see if anything's changed with it since the last time I was there.
Okay, investigation.
2? Shit, this is not a good.
Just ain't your night.
Yep, everything looks the same. Nothing's changed.
I head back to wake up Art.
I'm not next. I'm last.
Oh, wake up Saito.
Yeah, Art's like, fucking, I'm trying to sleep. Saito, perception check, sir.
A 10. Big old 10.
You hear a bit of commotion on the other side of the camp. You head over there and you see the 4 kids all awake. They all look quite tired. You can tell that they probably haven't been implementing the best structure for their nightly watches. And it appears some of them are not getting as much sleep, or all of them are not getting as much sleep as they maybe need. Who's going to stay up next? I think I'll sleep. And the others are like, I think I'll sleep too. Me too. Well, someone's got to stay up. All right, rock, paper, scissors. And they start going about it. And, not sure if you join in or say anything, but otherwise, you see as company gets the short stick and begins to patrol.
I just tell them I'll need to make sure you're getting your rest, or you won't be vigilant enough to stand watch, and then you're gonna fail at your job.
I suppose you're right. Billy and I have been staying up a little bit later than we should, and maybe not resting during the day. Some of these circus guys have some really interesting books that they are sharing. Very compelling stories. I've never read anything like them. Um, Maybe I should put them down for a couple days and get some more sleep.
That may be a good idea. Because if something happens on your watch, it's going to be on you. And then you'll feel bad about it.
That's a good point. All right, I'm gonna make a perception check. I'm gonna look around, see what I can see. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm really paying attention. You know, oh, okay, yeah. Oh God, my eyes. Okay, got any coffee or?
I don't have any coffee.
Okay. Yeah, I should have invested in some coffee. All right.
Can the alchemy jug make anything in it?
I believe it can, right?
Or just hold stuff?
Yeah, I don't remember.
You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid.
Yeah. Problem is, coffee is not on there.
It is not.
Nor is tea.
Pour water
But beer is.
them in the face.
Let's
Ah,
make it
there is
2
on
gallons of mayonnaise. Don't know what mayonnaise is going to be used for, but yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'll make
sad.
some fresh water and give him some fresh
Okay.
water.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that'll wake him up.
Help wake him up a little bit.
Take a shot of vinegar. That'll wake you up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cider vinegar. All right. Thanks. Anyway, I'll get back to my patrols. Saito.
Sounds good. Try and stay awake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Head back to my side of the camp.
Rest of your watch.
Checking.
Good.
Checking on my way back for anything that looks suspicious.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Wake up. Art.
Oh, there you go.
Perception art.
What is it? Perception, right?
Mhm.
13. I also, before my night is over, I'm gonna have Ruby turn invisible and perch on a tree and just see if this magical, invisible, ghostly horseman comes back and hooks up the wagon.
That area is completely in grass, so there's not really anywhere to perch. Though Ruby can move in such a way that maybe is, making passes by or perching in grass and coming out ever so often. Either way, sure, you can give me a stealth and a perception for Ruby.
Stealth is natural 25. And
Nice.
then perception is not great. 9.
Looks like Chris can get a reroll back.
Oh, okay, my reroll back.
I suppose.
Thank you.
Art, your watch goes by without much issue until pretty early in the morning. You hear a scream from the other side of the carnival. Feminine.
Am I near my companions?
Yeah.
And I'm going to smack them both awake and take off running.
Okay. Feng, you just get this like entire head just gets. Saito, there's like a small fly that kind of hits you in the face.
Smacks me.
Yeah.
What's up, Bart?
You just see me sprinting off, and I'm just like, hurry!
I guess we'll follow after him.
I sprint toward him.
Yeah, as y'all are sprinting as well, you also hear a scream, feminine scream. Once you arrive, there's a crowd of maybe 10 or 15 members of the circus, as well as the 4 kids. They look really tired. One of them doesn't, maybe. We'll just say Sarah, getting to sleep maybe a little bit longer than the rest of them. And you see lying on the ground a male Goliath. You haven't seen him before, and you can tell that this scream had come from Seun, the animal handler. She lays over his body, crying profusely, saying, McGrory, McGrory, what happened? Just shaking him.
Just other random circus person, and be like, who's McGrory?
That's the strong man. He preferred the enchanted form that he usually kept.
That makes a lot more sense, though.
Yeah. You look.
Push through the crowd and
Yeah, go ahead.
see if there's any, I don't know, tracks, bite marks, wounds on him.
Yeah, you look at him pretty closely, and you can see that his throat is slit pretty good. At initial glance, you can't tell if it's the work of a weapon or like a claw. But whatever it was pretty serious, as his head is maybe only about a third of it is still attached. This would have been a couple of seconds to death at most, type of wound. There's a lot of people walking around this area. Any type of tracks or any of that thing would probably be compromised at this point. The kids push through the crowd as well. It's on their side of the encampment. Did you see anything? I didn't see anything. Did you? I didn't hear anything. When did this happen? I don't know. They're constantly going back and forth. Feng, Saito, you arrive as well.
So, do I see any footprints leaving the area, or can I tell, or is it just too
Like I
many
said,
of
there's
them?
a lot of people who walk there. You could definitely make a survival check to check, but at this point,
Is there anyone that looks like they're suspicious in any way?
sure, you can give me an insight check to check out everyone.
I'm going to walk up to Seun and try and console her, get her standing up, and then I'm going to cast like a minor illusion over his top half. So it's not just like
Sure.
visible
Gotcha.
for everyone to see.
Gotcha.
Just
Gotcha.
Like a box or something.
Gotcha.
6.
Okay, I'll get to the rolls in a second. A few members of the circus are kind of just grabbing everybody else. All right, let security handle it. We'll deal with it later. Yeah, we should go tell the others. Yes. Couple people help Seun up as well, and they nod to you in appreciation as they kind of just take her away to get her away from the scene. Saito, what was your check? 6.
Insight.
Yeah, yeah. You don't see much. Feng,
15.
15. Yeah, on a 15, no track stands out. I mean, you don't see like a 6 foot dragon footprint or something. I mean, it's all the tracks are consistent with those in the circus.
No dog type tracks or anything?
No.
And the kids didn't see anything, right?
You hear them they're still discussing amongst themselves, kind of getting a little bit argumentative. I checked here on my watch. There was nothing here. Well, it didn't happen on my watch, so it must have been yours or Cumby's. I walked by here many times. I didn't see it. It must have just happened recently.
I try to look closer at the wound.
Saito, look closer at the wound. Tell me if you think it's a weapon or
Yeah, I'll do a medicine
or what
check.
it is. Then I'm gonna roll up to the kids and be like, blaming each other isn't gonna help anything right now. Clearly, you all have not learned how to patrol properly with how exhausted all of you look. And no wonder you missed everything. Y'all need to learn how to do this more correctly. If you need pointers, admit it. We're more than happy to help. As long as everything gets done correctly, there's no reason not to.
They all kind of
13
look
on
down.
medicine.
You're right. We're sorry. What should we do now? How can we help?
And go check the perimeter, see if you see any tracks leaving. Everyone from inside should be well within the camp right now. There's no reason for anybody to leave right now. If you see any footsteps leaving, clearly that's a sign of something.
Right. We'll split up. Okay. They all kind of dart off to cardinal directions around here. Saito, what were you looking for in particular?
If it was a knife or what kind of wound it was.
Yeah, it appears to be a sharp object. So this would be consistent with a handful of different creatures that would have really sharp, like, not pointed, but I mean, like the sides of their claws would be a little bit sharper, as well as a very sharp dagger or smaller sword. There's no serrations. There's no bite marks. You're leaning towards weapon because there is a single kind of claw or weapon mark, rather. If it was just one claw, that would be a lot of force to be able to do this to somebody this strong. But you can't rule that out. I would say you also get that this probably happened less than an hour ago.
I'll let Art and Feng know that it looks to have been very sharp object. Can't rule out claws or swords, daggers, but definitely a very sharp object.
It's only one laceration.
Yep.
Does it look like he put up a fight?
There are no defensive wounds on him. His nails look relatively clean. I mean, for as much as a circus folk would. His clothes aren't unnecessarily torn or anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he put up a fight.
So it looks like someone snuck up behind him and got him.
I wonder what enemies he had.
It's also the second time the circus has been attacked. It's seeming more like a group target than a single entity target. But also, this was only an hour ago. They still might be here. Those kids don't find any tracks, and I mean, I'm doing things that are still here, or the acrobat's lie and there's another barrel somewhere. I'm gonna go find the acrobats and see if there's any more, if they're lying to us.
Is this area close to where the kids?
I have no idea what you're saying with that bag opening.
Yeah, what are y'all talking about, guys? No,
Is this
Chris.
the area
Oh, yes,
where the
Chris.
kids-
Yes, Chris.
Yes, it is.
This is their area to patrol.
Maybe we need to teach them how to patrol,
I kind of, went through that whole speech with them and how
but maybe
ill
we actually
prepared, and
need to.
I am aware that was my plan, but right now,
get them
there are bigger fish to fry, figuring out what's going on. Maybe when things slow down again. Or tonight. I'm gonna head off to the acrobats.
Is this
But first, I'm
trailer
gonna head off to
nearby?
the bathroom.
Strongman?
Yeah.
Relatively close, like 2 or 3 trailers over.
I'll go investigate his trailer, see if there's if it's been rummaged through or anything like that.
Okay.
I'll go with Saito.
As y'all,
Investigation check.
yeah, but as y'all head to the trailer, you see outside of it, zoomed off, the halfling gentleman, whom is your primary contact and essentially your employer. He's got his hat, and he kind of has it over his heart, and he's just staring at his trailer, and a couple other roadies are just kind of standing beside him. Puts it back in his head. All right, the show must go on. Here they come. Did you not see anything? Could this not have been prevented?
Not that stands out, no.
Right. We see y'all vigilantly patrolling, and while we have no doubt of your capabilities, we're a little upset about this. Those kids, I know they're a last-minute addition, but it might not be the smartest idea to give them an entire section of the carnival to patrol. They don't seem very competent.
We
Yeah.
had a talk with them, and we'll work something else out for the next night.
Good to know. Anyway, feel free to go in his trailer, but please don't take anything.
All right. I'll look around and see if it's been ransacked or anything like that inside.
Yeah, as you hop inside, you can possibly see why he might prefer the human form, as you're hunched over, Saito. And he's at least another foot taller than you are. It's a very, very small space, small bed. There are numerous books and things that are kind of strewn about. Many of them are discussing a specific type of transfiguration magic, which you believe would relay back to how he was shown as a human in a different form. There are a bunch of books. Well, it doesn't look necessarily ransacked. Let's see what you would notice. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Feng, you can assist or have Saito roll advantage.
Yeah, roll with advantage, Saito.
19.
Go ahead and roll twice with Feng's help. On a 19, you notice that there is a small bookshelf, and on the right side, the books are kind of pressed against each other, all vertical. And on the left side, they're pressed against each other, all vertical, and there's a few missing slots. And the books that are set out on the counter, you kind of look at them, and it appears that there's one less book than there should be. You also notice a handful of pages are cut out of some of the books that are open on the table. hard to tell exactly how many pages, but on an initial glance, it's at least 3 or 4, possibly more.
And this is the Transfiguration.
The one with the cutout, yes. The other book that's missing, you don't know.
I'll report my findings to Art and Feng. Let them know that appears to be a book missing, and one book looks like pages have been cut out.
Meanwhile, Art, you make it to the acrobats.
I don't remember her name. I'm gonna find the big
Claudio.
leader girl, Clario.
Mhm.
Now you can clearly see why having these interdimensional barrels isn't the best idea. Please tell me you don't have another one, and you were keeping from us.
She looks at you a little bit. She looks very upset, not at you directly, just probably at the current situation. No, we don't have any more. But now I'm going to have to rework my entire act. But Gregory was supposed to help us. You wouldn't happen to know any strongmen, would you?
Nope, can't say that I do. We're not the most strength-based. I guess there's one of us that may be helpful, but you have to ask him, not me. Although I would think you'd be a little more heartbroken over this instead of just upset that your act was wrong.
I've been in this carnival a long, long time. We've lost many members. Some desert, some die, some leave willingly, others unwillingly. And many are forced to stay. I myself enjoy it here, and those around me, whether they die or live, is of little concern to me.
I mean, you have to admit, there's a little something different than between death and murder.
Fair enough. But as long as nothing is happening at my trailer, I have nothing to worry about.
What a bit.
Well, let's hope that things don't reach your trailer, but at the rate these are going, I can't make any promises.
Well, patrol it extra hard, dear. Anyway, I've got an act to reconfigure.
Well, don't let me inconvenience any more than you already are.
She turns around, strides back towards her acrobat area.
Did I think she was telling the truth?
Sure, you can roll an insight.
14.
Seems so.
Find the others.
Okay. Y'all all reconvene. Body is still laying on the ground. Zoomed off is kind of hunched over looking at it, and he's got like a small cane that he uses, and he just kind of lifts up parts of his clothing to see if there's any other markings. All right, you're back. Can we put him to rest?
Are the kids back too?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say they all just run back at around the same time. They're all just kind of shaking their heads. We didn't find anything.
You didn't find anything. I didn't find anything. And from what Saito says, at least the missing pages, I would have to assume that they transfigured themselves to look like somebody different, and they're still walking around this carnival. So whoever did this, I would assume is still here.
It kind of like dawns on the kids. They're like, "That's really smart, actually." Well, it's horrible, but that's really smart. Wow. We must be dealing with a professional here. Good thing we have y'all.
We also had to talk with Zoomed off. He's not very
He,
happy about this, so we need
he is
to.
also right in front of us.
Is he still there?
This is true. Yeah, he's right there. Feng, he's short, buddy, but come on. You can't miss him that.
See him. I'm at like 6 foot.
Yeah, you're just overlooking him, literally.
I don't say anything to the kids yet. Then
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I guess we can. I'm not sure there's anything else we can learn off his body right now. I mean, I guess you could do whatever y'all do when you lose somebody on the road. From Lucario's point of view, apparently this happens quite frequently, or at least too frequent that she's undisturbed by it.
Well, like myself, Clario's been around quite a while. Her longer than I. I'm sure she's seen many over the years. Surely you can understand an elf's lifetime is much more than most. You don't appear to be a pureblood, but for pureblood elves, 1,000 years are not out of the question.
That doesn't really answer the question of what you do with the bodies when this happens.
Right.
But thank you for the history lesson.
Normally, we burn them. Sometimes we bury if we have time. Considering he pulls out his pocket watch, we burn him. That's what we'll do.
Kind of you.
Well, it's a carnival's burial, so to speak. Can't let time be affected by something as minor as a life passing on. The show must go on. We have a schedule to keep. Everyone on the road. Y'all handle this, right?
Why not?
Perfect. Worth every penny.
So we're the ones burning the body.
Yep.
Dispose of it however you wish.
too bad Vic ain't here to give him last rites.
I'm going to assume that my bird saw nothing.
What thing?
What?
But
Your bird.
I really didn't hear what you said. Yeah, when I had her perched outside that other trailer.
Yeah, she didn't see anything over there.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to get the cart packed up, I guess I can catch back up with y'all after I set them on fire. I mean, I don't think we can dig a hole fast enough, as much as I would rather prefer it.
I'll light him up and see you back at the cart.
All right, Art. What do you hit him with?
I gather some sticks first. When no one's around, I'm going to go through his pockets, make sure he's not carrying nothing.
Okay. Go. Give me an investigation check.
Natural 25.
Very nice. Let's see what he would have on him.
Like, you can have your roll back too.
Thank you.
He has on the inside of his shirt, on the inside of his pants, undergarments, socks, there are these small, what you might call talismans, pieces of paper that are sewn in to the fabric, almost embroidered kind of around the edge. And they have these runes on them. You don't recognize them, as it's not a type of magic you regularly deal with, but you expect it might have something to do with his ability to change size. as you do a little bit of a better investigation, you notice that his pocket, or excuse me, his oblique muscle, kind of on the side, just above his hip, there is a one of those sewn into his actual body. And you do a little bit more of an investigation check. He has hair that, kind of like mine, where it would cover his back of his neck. And there's another one sewn in there. These are sewn into his skin itself. You can tell that the paper has some sort of magical properties associated with it. And upon further inspection, right around the wound, you find little bitty dots where one was probably sewn into his neck. Pockets, empty.
I'll find some sticks and dry brush and get it all in and around him,
Okay.
and blast all that with a firebolt or two. And once it gets good and going, I'll walk off.
It gets going and it's windy, so it really feeds the flame. Eventually, the smell of burning flesh begins to hit you and becomes a little too putrid for you to stick around.
Head on back.
All right. You all reunited.
So, I think I found out how our friend there was able to not appear as himself.
Oh,
And I'm assuming these, he's got these symbols, runes, glyphs, I'm not really sure what they're called, I couldn't read them per se, stitched into his body, multiple places. One of which, was right across his throat where that slash, rip, tear happened to be. When I was to take a guess that book me some few pages, I would guess these symbols would be on those pages.
that could be possible, true.
And his clothes had similar symbols embroidered into them, which I assume made his clothes look different, so that they fit his physical form but looked like they were smaller. Same concept. But if someone is walking around here, not who they look, not who they appear, there are a few signs we can look for. It appears.
Sounds a lot like Ziggy.
I'm not sure he had anything stitched onto him, so
I don't know. We never
let's
really.
agree to disagree. I guess that's true. I mean, did we see him walk through a moonbeam? I mean, we saw a bunch of people walk through one. Did we see him walk through one?
You saw a bunch of people. You don't particularly remember seeing him go through, though.
I mean, maybe this moonbeam worked on him too, and he changed shapes, or maybe his symbols were above the moonbeam. But I don't know.
Interesting.
But I saw him in three places: front of the neck, back of the neck, and down the rib cage. And then, of course, every article of clothing had something similar stitched in. So definitely say keep an eye out for
Everybody.
weird symbols.
Sounds good. Could Glassjaw be assisting with night watches, or is he too scatterbrained?
If you trust him. He seems competent, but a little, maybe lazy is the right word.
Seems competent, but a goblin.
Just like his brother. He's been sleeping this last fucking week.
Yeah, we need to keep an extra eye on Ziggy also.
As the day goes on, y'all do a midday stop to water the horses, feed them, make sure everything is a-okay, and Zoomed Off comes to see y'all and says, well, just FYI, we be clearing out McGregory's trailer. If there's anything in there that in particular you think you might need for your investigation, take it now.
I'll grab the Transfiguration book. Just keep on us, just in case we see more symbols that Art may have seen in it.
What other books did we see that were up there that might have something to do with it?
Sure, we'll say you go check. Just briefly glancing at the titles written on either the spine or the front binding of the book. About 2/3 of them are novels. They're seemingly unrelated. And maybe about 4 or 5 books seem to have some spin on circus work, and maybe an extra 1 or 2, we'll say an extra 2 books other than the one you have, seem to touch on magic. They seem to be written at a moderate level for those familiar with magic, meaning that, so to put in perspective, if you can do cantrips, for instance, you would be kind of a moderate level caster. You would be someone that has the ability to actually do magic, not just theoretically understanding it. And that would go all the way up to the first couple levels of spells. And consider it, Magic 202, kind of a textbook. 202 and 201 and 202, so to speak. So this would be something that for all of you would just be kind of basic, unnecessary, or oversimplified at this point. Only real book of note is the Transfiguration manual.
I want to find the novel that looks like it's been used the most.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Go ahead.
just gonna, for someone who loves stories so much, I was gonna pocket his, what I would assume is his favorite story,
Okay.
to see what, to read it on my free time and see what kind of things he liked.
It's referred to as the sand in the rainforest. Doesn't tell you anything else other than that.
In the rainforest?
Uh-huh.
What does the prologue say?
Huh?
What's the prologue say in that one?
I mean, do you really want me to just recount a whole book? Story? How many walls are we breaking here? It's a story within a story.
I'm gonna go find God, there's too many names. I don't remember them all. The
Sure.
animal lady.
Same.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you had to be the one to find his body. How are you holding up?
She's currently inside a cage with 2 tigers. As she's kind of walking around, they're like circling her in a way that makes you slightly uncomfortable. You're like, are they gonna kill her? But she throws her hands up and they kind of like jump, and as she throws her hands up, like a small piece of meat is thrown into the air and they jump and grab it. She's just feeding them. walks over to the bars, which you could almost squeeze yourself through if you really wanted to. And she definitely could, but it's still a tight fit. She stays on the animal side and kind of leans in and puts her hands against the bars and puts her forehead against one of them. Yeah. He was a good friend. He did a lot of tricks with the animals. Was he laid to rest honorably?
As honorably as I could.
Thank you.
I will say, I did find it quite odd that you seemed to be the only one that cared.
I think many of us do, but those that are accustomed to this lifestyle tend to view death as, well, not the end. And even though I do believe there's something beyond it, I still feel saddened nonetheless.
Well, I hope for his sake that that's the case. Have other than the guards, us, and the younger folk, kids, you seen anybody new walking around here lately?
I'm not the most perceptive, but I don't think so. I can keep an eye out.
I would appreciate that. Maybe friends there keeping those out too. Sure, they know everyone's sent here.
She pets one of the tigers. If only they could talk, I'm sure there's so many stories they could tell.
I'm sure that'd be wonderful. Well, hopefully the next trouble that finds a circus, you're not in the center of it again. Your
I
good
agree.
looks bound to turn soon.
It's the curse of getting up a little earlier, I guess. Having to deal with the morning's problems.
Head off.
All right, everyone, get to moving. Break's over. Over the next couple days, is there anything y'all would like to do?
Still having a look out for that trailer that disappeared into the woods.
It seems there are 4 different versions of that trailer. It seems random, the version that you get. But today there's one of those versions. You see the same rider, the same horses. Unless you're getting really close, they just appear to look normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak up really close, and I want to just mark the back of the trailer with like a little mark to see if that mark stays on all the trailers.
Cool. Sure. Chalk is prevalent in the carnival.
Yeah, see if I can just chalk it.
Okay. You could definitely put a mark in an area that pretty much only Feng would see. Something really high up and maybe a little tucked away on the top side. Noted.
There's a couple things that I want to do.
Mhm.
First and foremost, teaching the kids how to properly patrol. and rest. And the ladder was finding the magician boy again. Man, gentleman.
Um, if will you be the only one helping the kids, or Feng, Saito will all be assisting as well?
Yeah, I'll
I'll be
assist with it.
Okay. In that case, we'll split the work. Each of you, go ahead. Give me a check that you maybe are maybe good at that you might think would help them. Essentially, whatever checks you think they need to make, whether that be investigation or persuasion or medicine or something. So each of you pick a different one.
What was the last one you said?
Persuasion. Well, whatever you think will help them be better at the jobs that you are asking them to do.
I'll do an investigation check for him.
Okay, go for it.
Do perception.
13.
18.
Persuasion, I guess.
Okay.
11, 7, 18.
Art, you begin to instruct them in the art of persuasion, teaching them how they can utilize their connections, their facial expressions, kind of leaning into things people are interested in so that they can get closer to people and use that to gain information when necessary. Saito, you teach them the intricacies of, once you've kind of noticed something, how you can analyze it, what to look for, inconsistencies, or things that don't readily line up. And Feng, you begin to discuss sort of how to ignore a lot of things so that you can focus on your general surroundings, or focus on an individual person or something of that nature. How you can kind of tune out some things so that you can focus on others. And you all begin to recount ways that they can manage their schedules a little bit better. Not having the same watch every night, doing a structure of 3 different watches, taking naps during the day, things like this. And overall, they listen. Art, you go talk to, you go find Loads. Loads is, he's around.
I must admit, I misjudged you.
How so?
I was finding myself trying to kill some time the last couple of days on this ride, and tried my hand at your nifty little trick there, and was not able to recreate it. So it seems your little sleight of hand and gags are a little more than that.
He chuckles. Traditional magic is not as fun. I assure you, everything I do is purely sleight of hand. No tricks involved, other than small misdirections here and there.
Yeah, sleight of hand's easy.
If you had some free time, maybe you would be willing to share some of your tricks with me. I mean, I can come up with many ways that this would help me in my line of work.
I'm willing to teach you.
You're not there.
Got him.
Yes, I am.
Well, if I'm to take on an apprentice for a few days or so, I must let you know I only allow the use of pure skill with your fingers and such. No casting of spells, cantrips, or otherwise. I'm a bit of a purist.
Of course, I'd never be one to step on your toes.
All right, wonderful. If that's the case, we can get started anytime you like.
I mean, I'm ready now.
All right. Cody, just give me a sleight of hand check. He's going to show you a few things with some cards, some rings, some coins. He just wants to see if you can recreate them.
8.
Shows you versions of coin drops where you're well aware of like the punchline. You've seen the tricks before, so you see him drop it and it appears back in the hand that it appeared to come out of, and so on and so forth. And he just hands it to you and kind of shows you from behind how the trick actually works. Some of them might surprise you a little bit on how simple they are, though others that appear simple are in reality extremely complicated. And you struggle, but throughout the day you slowly make some progress as time permits. Okay. Anything else over these next few days?
When I'm not working with him, I'm gonna practice said tricks with my illusory hand as well.
Cool. Believe Mage Hand is written as it is semi-transparent. The hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to use some of them.
Well, it says a spectral floating hand. However you want to interpret that.
Yeah, I usually interpret spectral as translucent. Right. It's not opaque. It's not transparent. So it's somewhere in between. I'll say that your ability to do things of this nature, though a little bit higher DC, is still not impossible with a little bit of training. If Art wants to spend the better part of the rest of the trip to the next town focusing on this, you could certainly gain a skill from that. If you're interested in the sleight of hand skill. Feng, Saito, anything? Couple days, 2-3 days at least. The next few days, any investigating or anything such as that?
Yeah, I keep going back and seeing if it's a different trailer and if my mark is.
So the trailers are slightly different in size and shape, but more or less the same. Mark does appear to transfer.
Interesting.
I'll ask around if there's anyone else in the circus that does transfiguration magic.
Give me persuasion and then investigation. Well, a lot of people might not be willing to talk to you about this sort of thing.
Persuasion.
Not bad.
18, and then investigation.
Wow. Saving all the good rolls to the end, huh?
Ziggy 0.9.
Yeah.
23 on investigation.
All right. On that persuasion, you're starting to kind of talk to some people. Let's say you get Katima involved a few times, and eventually you're able to kind of win over the trust of a few members of the carnival here. Just letting them know that you're working for their betterment and on their side. As you ask around and kind of dig in, a few people discuss that over the years there have been a number of magic users that use their magic to either help make the circus safer, the shows safer, or to amp them up and make them a little bit more fun or interesting. The vast majority of people here are not casters, And there has never been a specific act that uses transfiguration as part of it. The contortionist is like, few people accuse her of transfiguration, but all flexibility, as you're able to verify. A number of people do state that they do believe Loads can use some magic, though he chooses to stick to sleight of hand.
Okay.
Next time we're all together, I want to tell them too what I found out with the part that keeps on changing.
Okay.
So I've noticed that cart that keeps on leaving, and there's always a different cart. I think it's actually the same cart because I marked one of them, and all of them that I've seen so far have the same mark that I put on them with chalk.
So
So
what you're saying is they're transconfiguring the
I
cart.
think they're transconfiguring the entire cart.
Interesting.
But that was going on before he died, so I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but they definitely know how to use it.
If they knew how to use it, why would they need pages on how to do it? Unless it's just unrelated and they don't want people doing it.
That I don't know. I just got the facts. I didn't put it all together.
Well, I still think we should all be on the lookout to see if anybody's rocking any new tattoos.
Unless that's the management's cart and they're just changing it up so that no one knows where they are.
I mean, that's probably a good assumption.
Thought I'd let you know.
And no one's
Tell
half
the
the
ghost.
battle.
Don't like the ghost.
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 I want to, as I just walk around the facilities, just look for,
Facilities.
yeah, uh, marks on the back of people's necks. Randomly use them like prestidigitation to puff some air to move
Okay.
hair in the way or anything like
Yeah,
that.
there's a bit of wind every once in a while, and you just kind of piggyback off that and use it. I'll say, give me, well, funny enough, give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can successfully perform these maneuvers.
Well,
Okay. It's not bad, because you're just kind of walking around. You don't notice. I mean, if you give me a name, I can, or just like a general person, I can tell you. But so far, the people you've checked don't have them. Day 8, day 9, day 10.
still just working with load whenever I'm not patrolling.
Sure, give me 3 more sleight of hand checks in succession.
How many more? What?
3.
3?
Keep teaching the kids how to do their job.
First one is 21.
Okay. 21.
The next one is 13. And then 17.
Nice. Progress is made. there's nothing else, eventually y'all take another long break stop. You're not too far off of the coast at this point. You can see out into the ocean. There are sheer cliffs, hundreds of feet down in some locations. Clearly not very conducive for coastal cities. As evident, there are none along this path. Eventually, you find a little mini valley with a small grove of trees that y'all are able to take shelter in away from any weather. There are an occasional other set of caravans, usually 3 or 4 wagons, merchants that are heading along the road towards Tefloff. But you all stop for the night again and are visited by many of your friends and acquaintances that you've made over the last few days. Y'all can. This will be the last long stop until y'all reach the next city. Last time to get any real good investigating, other than short nights and long days. Mull it over. I'll be back.
What are we mulling over?
I don't know. I need to step away too. BRB.
You lick me one more time, and I will rip your head off.
Wow.
He only understands that language for some reason. Damn it! Go, dog. Go. Come over here. Sit. Play dead. Die. I want to know what's in that damn trailer, but I'm trying to stop myself from trying to break into that trailer. Don't fall asleep, Saito. I see you getting ready to doze off. I had to turn my light back on. I had my light off, and I was going to doze. I was like, nope.
It wouldn't be the first time I fall asleep during the session.
It's happened to me once or twice.
Alright, so this is boring. You're not having fun?
No, I'm having fun. I just
No, I'm just messing with you.
I actually got some sleep today before the session, so
All right, what are we supposed to be mulling over, Chris? What did you figure out?
That's what I don't know. What are we mulling? I'm thinking I need to see what's inside that cart that I marked.
I'm thinking it's not that big of a deal yet, but who knows?
But if we wait too long and it becomes a big deal and someone else dies,
Or if that cart's just a red herring and someone else is going to die because you're focused on it.
who threw the red herring at me? Ooh,
It was I.
could be a red herring.
Well, what I was saying to mull over, this is the last long stop before y'all reach the next city. So if you want to do any real good investigating, this is your chance.
We need to investigate that one cart.
What are your thoughts on first checking zoomed off, and then having him line up and us checking just everybody, and if he'll let us first of all, just
Like
looking at the
another-
backs of everyone's neck.
like another moonbeam thing.
Same, but different.
I don't think we'll make a lot of friends doing that, and we'll
I mean, we could at least talk to him about what we found on the guy's body, and if he thinks it'd be a good idea if we start poking around with some of the other circus members, see if they have similar marks.
I mean, that's the only potential lead that we have. Otherwise, we're either A, waiting for somebody else to die, or B, back to Feng's fascination with
The cart.
the carts.
fascination.
Imagination.
I guess I am kind of fascinated with the card thing.
Really?
I don't know if Feng is. Feng's inquisitive about it, but I'm very fascinated by it. I mean, we could sneak in other trailers and see if we can find pieces to the book that were ripped out.
Well, it sounded like the pieces of the book were sewn on his body and his clothes.
No. He just stitched symbols to his clothes, not the pages of the book to his clothes.
Oh, okay.
It was paper. That's all you know.
Does it look like, if you read the front of that book, what chapter was that in? With the missing pages.
There's pages missing all over. It would take someone with a pretty good knowledge of spellcasting to be able to sort of decipher what might be missing.
Or if
Maybe
we
more.
could find another copy of that book.
Or I could look at it.
Or you could. Hey.
I'll hand
That
the book
book
to Art. Yeah.
Well, by the way, Art, I've seen what you've been doing, and I could teach you more sleight of hand too if you need.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to pick people's pockets.
I can do much more than pickpockets.
I don't know. I've seen you struggle with that sometimes.
At times.
Yeah, some people think he might be actually casting while he's doing these things. So if he can fool the people he lives around that into thinking he's not actually casting, maybe it'll help me out. And if he's not actually casting, then fun little party trick. What's win-win?
Gotcha.
What do I see in the book besides missing pages?
Your initial glance, this appears to be what you might call like a specialized text. It's not a generic overview of transfiguration magic. It doesn't even necessarily go into many spells, though it references a number of transfiguration, transmutation type magic, such as like alter self. It really relies on looking at the principles of transfiguration. Go and give me an Arcana check just to see what you can garner.
18.
On an 18, this book appears to be a text specifically focused on body transfiguration, body transmutation, and its focus is on changing appearance without abilities. You would have studied a bit of the type of magic that the druids use, and this is sort of a lower level version, but also a, in some ways, more powerful version of like a wild shape. Yeah. A lot of the particular glyphs, sigils, components, and markings that are necessary to complete one of these rituals and to maintain it, that's what the pages that are missing maintain and hold.
Say that again?
So if you were attempting to use the book to do what it says, right?
Right.
Some of the critical components needed are missing. So it would be
Gotcha.
like a certain type of set of runes or a certain set of materials, and guessing would be impossible.
So the actual how-to pages.
Not all of them. Some of them are still there. So, because mainly the whole book is a how-to, but it uses sort of like background knowledge to kind of like introduce someone to this. It's missing pages where you're smart enough to realize as you cast rituals yourself that it would be impossible to recreate without those pages.
So the pages
Gotcha.
with the actual symbols are the ones that are missing?
Just some of them.
Do you remember those symbols?
That were on his body. I mean, some of them weren't even there. The ones on his throat clearly weren't there anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, from what I take from this, it's clearly someone non-magical trying to imitate magical things by means of enchanting themselves, basically.
Perfect for a killer.
Let's go space.
It also means when they're not transfigured, there'll be clear evidence of it, right? I mean, they have holes, stitch holes across their body somewhere.
Yeah, this is to casters such as y'all. This is a very taboo type of magic.
So like dark magic.
Maybe that's not the best way
Just
to
frowned
put
upon.
it. It's maybe frowned upon is not either. It's sort of impure and dangerous.
Hmm.
For FMAB fans or FMA fans, Full Metal Alchemist, I think you might know the scene I'm referring to with a certain dog and young girl. But
Edward,
so
big brother.
the idea is that if this goes wrong, you're probably permanently changed. Consider it like a permanent polymorph. Like true, you're essentially like true polymorphing yourself into something probably not nice.
I don't know where we are at the investigation at this point.
Square one, maybe two.
But it doesn't seem like my trailer that's doing this would have anything to do with that book anyway.
I mean, I figured that was pretty evident. I mean, if they are management, why would they use other means to get rid of him?
Yeah, they could just fire him.
I don't know if they're management. I haven't seen the management cart.
I guess it's true. We're just assuming.
Maybe I should tell Zoomed Off about this trailer just so he knows that that's going on.
Why not? Raise the flag. Go for it.
Yeah,
What's the worst he can tell you? Leave it alone.
You're going to tell Zoomed Off about management?
Well, we don't know it's management, right? We just see a color changing cart.
Yeah, I just see a cartridge changing all the time.
So you've seen management's trailer before, and it's no longer in the caravan.
Yeah, so I will just tell him. I will tell him about this cart, see if he knows anything about it.
Sure, you head up to him.
I tell him all the crap I've learned about this cart.
All right, look, Feng. How about you just focus on your job and not worry about these extra things?
I thought this was my job, seeing what's different, making sure that we're all safe, and
And I'm assuring you that this is not an issue.
that's all I needed to know. Thank you, sir.
Of course. Continue your work.
So we
Go
were
back
right in
to
assuming it's management's cart.
There's definitely something going on with that cart, guys.
Well, I mean, I think that just assures us it's management. Whether or not something is going on inside is yet to be seen.
Well, either way, the circus is fine with it, so let's not concern ourselves with that at the moment.
Exactly my point. The real question is, do we want to try and search next or play it by ear?
There's way too many people here to search next unless it's an official lineup, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Then if they're transfigured, right, then we probably wouldn't be able to see it.
I don't know if that's. I'm pretty sure you'd see stitches still. I think you just put them in places inconspicuous.
True.
I
Maybe
think.
what we need to do is figure out where the laundry gets done and start looking through the laundry.
Also, probably not a bad idea, but who does laundry? I feel like these people don't bathe. So, I mean,
Occasionally, you'll see people using small amounts of water gathered from creeks and washboards to slowly kind of scrub their clothes, and then as y'all travel, they would be hung off the sides and the top of the wagons to dry.
I guess you could stealthily fly by and see if you could read tags in anybody's clothes.
Just a note for y'all here. So Art, when you were searching for these, they were very small and pretty well hidden.
Okay,
within
didn't know how
clothing.
small they.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
size.
so you're talking like fingernail sized, and you saw one that was maybe like I don't know, Cheez-It sized. Not that I would know anything about Cheez-Its.
About the size of Fang's face.
How about the size of
Maybe
like mini Doritos?
maybe his nose.
Damn, you got a big nose. If your nose is the size of a Cheez-It. I feel like my nose is the size of a Cheez-It.
Wait a second.
One's probably two.
Okay, that's a good point.
So
Good.
what you're saying is I probably couldn't catch it on a quick flyby?
No.
And we know my investigation sucks, so I probably wouldn't catch it anyway.
Hey, all I'm saying is there's a chance.
Give it enough time and knowing what you're looking for, If it's there, you'll find it.
Damn, his room is black as shit. I can't see anything but that microphone.
What happened?
Just talking about how dark his fucking room is.
Art
that the
casts
microphone?
darkness.
I thought that was a heater.
Well,
No, that's a microphone.
I mean, technically it
Why would
is.
he have a heater off when there's no fucking air conditioner? Like, it's already hot as balls in that house as it is.
I don't know. Doesn't it look like glowing red heater thingy?
I mean, it does look like that, but context clues should have told you it's not.
My investigation skills and perception are low.
Right, but
I guess
if
you're staying true to character.
if I gave you a book and on a single page asked you to look for a word that was there, I think you would find it, give it enough time, right?
Well, I go around looking at clothes just for the hell of it.
So you can do that, but it's going to be very hard to obscure yourself. So you're going to have to roll a series of stealth checks to check different areas, and the DCs will be high.
Just hide in a sock and pretend like you're hanging on the line, too.
How about I drink one of my invisibility potions and do it?
Now we're talking.
Gurgle, 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 gurgle.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
That was a big potion.
Feng just disappears.
I'm looking at clothes.
Okay. Women's
He's going shopping,
panties and
I'm looking for weird symbols sewn into clothes.
not everyone is doing laundry today. Just FYI.
The ones that are.
Yeah, I'm just making sure we're clear on that. I'll say, I mean, this is only going to get you the one day because you used the potion this one time. Go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage. No need for stealth because it's purely a visual thing.
Come on, that advantage. I'm still gonna fuck it up.
2 twos.
12.
I bet. Upon searching 50 different articles of clothing across maybe 7 or 8 different trailers, encompassing maybe 40 different members of the circus in these individual trailers. You're not sure whose clothing is whose. You don't find any.
That was a waste of an invisibility potion.
Was it though?
No, I marked down the trailers that I didn't see it at.
Absolutely.
In my, I write it down in my little notebook.
You're well aware that the number of people in those trailers, not everyone was doing laundry that day. And obviously people are wearing clothes, so just an FYI for Chris.
I'm just trying to keep
Hey,
some
no,
kind of record of what
I absolutely love it, and I support it, but I don't want you to falsely think that that's a end-all be-all.
a red herring.
Well, it could be a red herring. I like those.
It's a mic, Chris. See?
Ah.
No, it's a heater.
Why
Just a
did
facial heater.
mine glow?
Can you change the color, Dylan?
No, mine's only red. Beeson's got the one that changes colors.
Yeah. My keyboard has a bunch of lights, but that's it. Nothing else.
I don't do the Legibaqua lighting.
Yeah. It can get annoying.
It hurts my eyes.
Day
I have
12.
my mic way up.
Okay.
What'd you say?
That my mic's like way up there.
Oh,
I thought you said I fly way up. I was like, okay. Day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15. Kids are seeming to get better. Their sleep schedules are a little bit better. Art, go ahead and give me 3 more slits of hand checks.
11. Natural 23. And 18.
Okay. So at this point, just FY, I'm kind of counting successes and failures with my DC as set. If you would like to, at the end of this, take the sleight of hand skill, you can. But you can only, each PC can only learn one language, tool, skill per the campaign. You get a new PC, obviously, like, Ombo versus this, different, but
Right.
just FYI. So if this is not the one that you want, you don't have to take it. But in aims of being, fair to everyone and keeping it a little bit more balanced, that this would be your only one. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, for the story reason, you can continue to do this work, and I will take it into account in that regard. But from a more mechanical standpoint, just think of that before you get to the city. Just FYI. The days go on. It is announced that in the next few days you will be arriving in Port Umberley. They have said that they will be setting up the circus outside the city like they did in Tefilov. A small group will go in and announce that they are here, and they'll work with the city guards to arrange for everyone to be safely transported to and from for the shows. You are expected to go to the local Ravens Guild, the Raven's Eye, and check in and report on your mission. You still have a couple days, but just a heads up. Also, think about if there's anything in particular y'all would like to do before the carnival fully sets up and starts bringing in outsiders from the local town for shows.
I'd like to catch the murderer.
Of course, roll a random dice and we'll determine if it happens.
Roll a D1.
One.
It does not happen. I don't know what I would have said if you rolled a nat 20, but that worked out well.
It worked out really well.
All right. 3-4 more days. 2 or 3 nights. It's your last opportunity before you reach the city. A lot of people will be traveling to and from the circus during that time. Any kind of shenanigans could happen. So at the moment, you have the carnival as an isolated group.
Is this the time we have to turn the cart in?
No, that is much, much further ahead. We'll keep this cart
Okay.
for a while.
Okay.
What do we do to find the murderer now? Since those clothes were no good, as many as I could get through.
I don't know. I mean, only thing I can think of is before the last night before we make it into town. Line them up. But
Well, that's now.
I'm aware. So if anybody else has anything better, we need to
Can't think of
find
anything.
zoomed off and bring up our what we found out and see if we can see his thoughts and feelings on us searching his people, all the people.
Do it.
Sounds good to me.
We got nothing left.
I lead the way to zoomed off.
One of the nights before the last couple nights, you find him at his trailer with a couple of the other performers, just discussing some of the details of the upcoming events. Art, what can I do for you?
We have a bit of a deep request to make.
All right.
We've been searching, trying to figure out, investigating the murder, and we found no steps, no footprints in or out of the camp that night. No other way someone could, unless they just teleported in and out. We feel like the murderer, is hiding amongst the individuals in the camp. I mean, you knew he had the ability to change his shape. Going through his books, we found out how he was able to do it. On his body, I saw the stitching and the runes that coincide with the book. Since some of the pages were missing, we think someone took a cue from his book and changed their form. So, without causing too much of a ruckus, we'd like to check everybody to see if they have any of these stitching symbols on them. See if we can't see if that person's still in this camp or not.
Look, I'm not opposed to it. I must say that the other stop and frisk that we had a few days ago back in Peptefilov, a few of the roadies in particular are a little on edge about this sort of thing. You'd definitely be making an enemy of a good portion of the carnival. And while I will not directly endorse it, I can facilitate it. Maybe you could come up with a bit of a better excuse than searching for a murderer.
Yeah, I get your point. I mean, what do we have? 2, 3 nights left before we make town?
Weather permitting, yes.
I'll tell you what, that night before, we'll come back to you with a better story. Figure out a way to search everyone more discreetly.
All right. Perfect. See you then.
I,
Guys, thank you for helping train me over the past few weeks and stuff. I've really enjoyed it. I hope Brother Ziggy wakes up soon.
you've been doing your homework and getting any better?
Let's find out if he has. We're looking for, I would say, a 16 above.
Yeah, I've, yes, absolutely.
Looks more like you've been spending more time sunbathing off the back of that wagon there, bud.
Well, this is kind of a nice lifestyle. I mean, you just kind of freeload off
And
the
from your
circus.
physical condition, I see that you're sparring with Feng here never made it past round 1.
I was just trying it out. It's not really for me.
Exactly, so you've been doing a whole lot of nothing then.
Well, when you put it that way, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure that won't make Drog happy.
Well,
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
I expect better from my people than this.
Yeah, of course,
Hold me
Master
down,
Art.
bud.
Is there? No, I don't want to do that anymore. Is there anything I can do to help with the investigation or anything like that?
I mean, you tell me we're looking for some symbols on necks and side rib cages, and as I say these things, I'm gonna check him for anything also, as
Okay.
I pointed out.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. That's good. We're looking about right here. Peaks.
13. You just flicked me off.
No, I was just.
It sure did look like
I wasn't
that.
even looking at y'all. I was just like that. Yeah, screw you, Cody.
He's like 13. Okay.
Yeah, 13. That sucks. Certainly not on his skin. Checking his clothes, of course, would be a little bit different to check the entirety of the inner side of his clothes. Nothing obvious. Nothing obvious, for sure.
And then there's also potential that those are hidden, and then if that's the case, then there's, I don't know, half-inch by half-inch square stitching besides the rune might be on their clothing too. So I mean, like, quite literally looking for a needle in a haystack.
I see.
And unless we want everyone here to hate us and never cooperate with us, we got to come up with a reason that we would be checking one of these things.
Bed bugs.
Why would we check? You want us to wash everyone's clothes for them?
Yes. We need to wash everyone's clothes.
So everyone has to be naked. And y'all are gonna.
I'm sure in ancient times they weren't really too worried about it.
I also feel like they would notice if anyone didn't have any bites. That's not a bad start. Let's see if we can't, build on that. Is there some way we can get an item of clothing from everyone here? I mean, short of us opening Feng's laundry service.
Why? There has to be a good reason to search everybody. No. Not looking for a murderer.
If y'all want, since it is pretty close to midnight anyway, we can push that decision to next week.
Way too much thinking this week.
It's a lot of thinking, actually. Y'all were doing pretty good. And next week there will be a session, but the week after I'll be out of town. So, just FYI.
I mean, I'll take you up on that offer. I ain't got shit right now.
Good.
Yeah, I don't really know.
All right.